Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to It's a Tuesday show on a Tuesday where we talk about the wrestling show that happens on Tuesdays. It's the thing we do where
normally I'd interrupt with our thing, but I love your intro. It's Tuesday and we're doing the thing we do on Tuesdays because we watched the show that's on because we have wrestling on every day of the freaking week. Yeah. So I actually kind of like it. But if I were to interrupt you, Alex,
if you were going to,
I would say, welcome to Sour Graps Unpeeled. It's the NXT post show for July 29th. I would also say, I would even invite our chat to get in their super chats, to get in their humper chats, if you would. We are literally so close to 200,000 subscribers. I can taste it.
And then they send me a second play button. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
It's
I'm pretty sure every 100,000 they send me another play button.
I want one. I have nothing in back of me. Would that be genuinely? If there was just one play button, that would be incredible.
Yeah, it would be pretty great.
But I have to ask you guys to do one more thing.
Yeah.
I got to ask you to subscribe to FightfulSelect.com, the best.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
There are a number of people that will be in New Jersey this weekend. I live here. Sean's visiting here because of SummerSlam. Tens of thousands of people are going to be packing this stadium, but also there are WWE tryouts. Ben Bishop's one of them. LJ Cleary's one of them. You're going to want to head to FightfulSelect.com to find out who else is there. Michael Dammit subbed. Damn it. Don't you want to be like Michael and sub? Lots going on FightfulSelect.com. We did our Raw review on FightfulSelect.com.
We did.
We did PLE reviews
on
Fightful Select.
A 2 hour and 40-minute review of the Hulk Hogan movie Suburban Commando.
We did
that on Sunday night.
40-minute review of
Suburban If you're Commando. Looking for something to get you through fully one half of your workday, just subscribe. Download that thing, put it in your ears. You'll be good to go.
Alex, I could have driven to my hometown of Binghamton, New York, from where I'm at.
If you've got about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive and just want to put something on that's going to give you the giggles, it's us
Suburban
over
Commander.
Here. It's over here, right here.
Though genuinely, I don't know how people listen to us without watching us, but God bless them for that. I barely know how people can watch us sometimes, but I think we're fun. But FightfulSelect.com is the point. Scoops, yes. Bonus wrestling content, sure. Almost 3 hours of Suburban Commando, people. That's why you subscribe.
Yeah.
That's why you subscribe. Get the flick out of here.
Yeah, yep.
Basically, but under a new name.
Yeah.
We genuinely had a great time reviewing some. I did. At least I had a great time reviewing Suburban Commando. But yeah, there's scoops and stuff there too that you're gonna want to check out. Plus, it's SummerSlam weekend, baby. Sean's coming in. We'll have some interviews for you guys. I'm gonna try and get to their Boys and Girls Club event, which I'm actually as excited about as anything because I think it's awesome that they do those community events, and I love the Boys and Girls Club. So, but today we're gonna talk about NXT and Alex.
Yeah.
It had gotten better for a while.
It had.
And then it fell off a cliff.
It did.
And do you know when it started to fall?
Well, I mean, you have your thoughts. I have my own.
Indisputably. I don't care what you have to say. Indisputably. When they got rid of the Heritage Cup, this product bottomed out. Noam Dar, injured as ever, is the glue that holds this program together.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. My thought is when Stephanie Vaquer and Julia and Roxanne all went up and the women's
that didn't
division,
help. but
Yeah.
it's the
And
disappearance.
when they realized, oh, we have nobody for Obafemi to fight, maybe we should elevate all of these undercard workers to get a match with Obafemi. We'll do it like out of the blue without building them up in any way, and the product will horribly suffer for it. Also, there's this weird TNA thing that's going to get a lot of focus on the weekly shows that wasn't that way before. All of those things, but I will admit, in the pie chart of all the reasons why NXT sucks again, at least a good 32 to 38% of that particular pie chart is all the lack of Noam Dar.
I would say that's 87% of it, but Allie's got her NXT stumpers on, Lyra Valkyria style. So
yeah.
Alex, I saw the card that was advertised for this, and I said, "Oh no, this is going to be a rough episode." And it was somehow worse than I thought it was going to be. Because we just did a full-on modernized version of the Piggy James angle. We'll talk about it all. But that I messaged you shortly after, and I said you were going to have to do the rest of this review blind because I now have to gouge my eyes out because of that segment. I might have been being hyperbolic, but this is a program where we frequently say we're going to throw bricks at the moon. So it feels in line with our with some of our proclivities as far as dramatic speech go.
So people are asking about the puns in honor of both Santino Marella's return to the ring and also Tony D'Angelo being eaten by a giant blob in a restaurant. Italy puns. Italian food,
pizza,
puns, also things about Italian movies. I don't know.
Boots, because it's shaped like one.
Yeah, there you go.
I nailed this.
Yeah,
Italy or boots.
Yeah, either.
Live your best lives.
Yeah. Art. Yeah. Giovanni Leonardo da Vinci.
Nailed it.
See, there you go. That's one. I got that one. Nobody else used it. Or
pay money to use it. That's fine.
Or you can pay money if you want to use it again. I'm just saying.
It's a licensing fee though. That's different.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's just like much like with no, and see the whole thing, Def Rebel, you better pay the licensing fee to use my sample. Because if you don't, I'm going to sue you.
In the least shocking news story of the year, it seems to have Rebel has ventured into AI. Who would have thought that these incredibly lazy musicians would lean on the most convenient crutch in all of music? Anyway.
Okay.
This was objectively a very bad episode of professional wrestling.
It was a very bad episode of professional wrestling television. So we get a big we open with a 10-bell salute to Hulk Hogan. The third show in a row that they've done. I would not be surprised if they lead off Evolve with it tomorrow. If
they're going to edit one into LFG.
They might bring back Level Up just to do one there.
205 Live is coming back.
I feel like the man has been properly honored. We can move on. I will say,
like, he's the guy that was synonymous with WWF, WWE. So sure. I'm not surprised, but it is now a 30-bell salute.
I don't. Again, that's now you've gone 20 bells over your allotment. Now the next two guys to die don't get bells. That seems really unfortunate for those guys, depending on who those guys are. I'm not gonna say in front of the paywall.
We're just gonna let Alex say that off the screen, and we'll bring them back now.
I specifically said I wasn't going to say it, but everybody else is free to speculate on who might go next that might not get the 10 bells. But here's the deal. I feel like obviously Hogan spent a lot of time in WWE through Raw and SmackDown. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did the man step foot onto an episode of NXT? Like, I feel like we did enough, and then adding this at the end feels like just overkill. This feels like to me what Bully Ray said to somebody who posted a quote of what Hulk Hogan said about black people. What Bully Ray said to that person was a variation of "I don't like you," but it started with an F. And this feels like doing this now again on the show where there are more black people wrestlers per capita than all the other shows of WWE. Feels like what Bully Ray said to that person on Twitter, but to all of those wrestlers. That's what it feels like to me. It feels pointed, and I didn't appreciate it. And there was somebody else who didn't appreciate it, Jamar Hampton, who has worked in Evolve, and he posted all about what Hogan had said, quotes, and then said, maybe we shouldn't be honoring this guy so much. And we'll see whether or not that guy winds up not being used more from now. So,
well, I'll say this too, like, he didn't have to say much because with Hogan, there's such an extensive track record that you could just say the things that he said. Yeah. And actions, by the way. He fired a rep for his beer because they were black as recently as last year. So yes. Those conversations have been hammered out. I didn't interpret it as being pointed, but I did interpret it as like maybe putting a wrestler in a stratosphere that maybe no wrestler should be in.
Right.
Like I'm just, as a wrestling podcaster who sees people take things extremely seriously sometimes, until a suplex cures wrestling, I can't. Nobody is a god to me in this. There's nobody. I have so much unbelievable respect for people that put themselves in physical, mental, and emotional stresses like professional wrestlers do in an effort to entertain other people.
Yeah.
None of them are on Mount Olympus to me. Because no human being is. Like, I just did I say no suplex cures wrestling?
Yeah, until a suplex cures wrestling.
Cures cancer.
until a suplex cures wrestling.
I would say Takeshita's does. I think his cures wrestling of any bad suplex that there's ever been. No suplex cures cancer is what I was trying to say. When I worked in music, I would say the same thing about there was a wrestler in a prominent rock band who was like very in his head about a riff, and it was one of those things where he just needed to step outside of, he just needed to put the damn guitar down and walk away and come back to it. And in that conversation, I jokingly said something similar, like, oh man, if you can't sweep pick through that, like you would solve world peace otherwise. Like sometimes you just got to step back. And so to me, like, whether that's a fair interpretation, I didn't interpret it that way, but I also just feel like maybe we can let the resting in peace part happen.
Yeah,
like, we can move on. Like I that's how I feel. But
agreed. So after we did that, we got let's see here. We got the match to start. Jaida Parker versus Jazmyn Nix. Remember last week, both Jaida Parker and Last Legend said, I would like to face JC Jane. And I said, all right, this feels like a lot of place holding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's a place, this is holding it. So, we're not just place holding. We are location grasping. Like, we are doing a lot of things at this particular point, but not moving things forward.
We
Yeah,
are
that's right.
location grasping.
So, then JC Jane said, the two of you, my erstwhile challengers, must deal with my stooges, and they figured that out because Michelle McCool decided who was going to face whom, which was interesting, and this was where we found out Jazmyn Nix facing Jaida Parker. This match was over in 4 minutes, as it probably should have been. Jaida Parker won with the running butt to the face, which did look the best it's ever looked tonight. Like
It's
she put some extra stank on that butt, and so that is important. When you're gonna hit somebody with your butt, you better put some stank on it, and so absolutely did. Knocked her the F out, and then JC Jane was very angry at Jazmyn Nix, who is far below on the tier list of Jaida Parker. She was very angry at Jazmyn Nix for not beating Jaida Parker, and also Fallon Henley was also very angry.
It feels like she should have maybe considered this was going to be a more real possibility than it was.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like, I like when wrestling ever does something where like multiple matches are a part of the same story. Are you trying to get your camera to unblur?
I'm trying to get my camera to not put take the Vaseline off the camera lens.
I thought you were doing a magic trick or something. It was very like, ooh.
I just like to do Tai Chi while my co-hosts speak.
I appreciate that about you. Because you're known for being extremely zen. So that makes sense.
Oh, yes. Most of the time I'm just meditating.
Yeah. I like when episodes have an overarching story, and it's much more rare that we get that with women's wrestling than we do men's. Like there's it's trying to think, like AEW did it with the Outcasts a little bit, but they only get one match a show. So it's when you have the breathing room for women's wrestling to have multiple matches that feed the same story, and your champion right now is the one that's feeding into. I appreciate that. Yeah. And this was what it probably should have been. Like you said, this probably should have been 4 minutes. Jazmyn Nix is like a rookie with this stuff still, kind of like still coming along.
But this is the first time that
she does years under her belt.
She's been around for well over a year now because her tenure with the company goes back to the Chase U Sexy Coeds calendar, which is a long time ago. But this is the first time I think they've been specific about she went to the University of Virginia and was a soccer star there, and now she's a wrestler. They haven't really been specific about her background or where she came from, and I thought she went to Chase U because I remember her being in the calendar, but maybe she was a transfer. Maybe she was a transfer student. But then Corey Graves, because he's from Pittsburgh, decided that he had to be smart ass and say she went to the University of West Virginia. She has all of her teeth. She was not born in West Virginia. And, he's a special kind of a-hole. Corey Graves is sometimes. Anyway, this is all fine. And other things happen later that I guess give us a clearer picture of exactly the kind of location we will be grasping going forward. Javon decides he's fresh off of talking to the Undertaker last week. He has a new purpose in his life. And he's walking through the back, dapping up people, runs into High Rise, runs into Bouncy Beef and Wesley, and is like, you guys never should have let Trick Williams go out there and talk to the Undertaker while wearing a cowboy hat. That was not a good call. You should have stopped him. Real friends don't let friends wear cowboy hats while talking to the Undertaker. And then he walks up to Chase U, who is having a existential crisis about what their next steps are. Does no one, I don't think anyone in the all white, all male writers room remembers where, how 2 weeks ago, our friend Leafy Green, Cale Dixon, had a full-blown panic attack about having a singles match. So much so that Andre Chase had to get it called off. We never even found out who he was supposed to face. They didn't really appear on TV last week. And here they are this week. No mention of that. We've moved past it entirely. And now they're back to tag action. They really want a tag team match, but they don't like, well, maybe we gotta go. We gotta face the biggest dogs in the locker room. And Javon Evans is like, that's where I'm about to go. I'm about to do that. And Andre Chase says, you got to make a statement. You got to go and you got to ask the biggest dog in the locker room for a tag match. And they didn't listen to it. But my thing is, why would you have the segment where we watched Kale Dixon have a panic attack on screen about a singles match and then not follow it up with anything? Because this is not an extension of that. You could say that they're going to do this, whatever this is, and then get back to it. But there was no reference. There was no Andre Chase saying, hey, Kale, 2 weeks ago, you nearly died of high blood pressure. Are you okay? Like, how are you feeling? No relapse of that particular sensation you were going through. And then he could say, no, actually, I went to the doctor. I got checked out. I'm all good. That nothing like that has happened since. I'm ready to get back in the ring. You could have given them 7 seconds to explain that if you were going to move past it entirely. But my thing is, once you introduce it, you should probably wrap up that particular thing because it's so specific. The way that you decided to do that, to like just say, we're not doing that anymore, seems like you're not being good writers.
Well, so the segment was executed really poorly. Like, they can't grasp their head around humor having different dimensions. Like, they just have this is how funny works. Yeah. And like, it's always this hacky,
correct,
middle school theater kind of thing. And I actually feel like there's a place for it in wrestling, but not when like the whole show's humor is like that. Secondly, like, what are we doing with Chase U? Because this idea of Mr. Chasey yelled at them so bad that they left the room, but then he comforted them, but then he had a panic attack, and now none of that matters. Like, pick a fucking direction and stick with it. Like, it's, I can sit here. I did this on so many times. This objectively works, but it's not for me. I can hear a crowd reacting. It's still not for me. I don't like it. But I'll say things like, I can't argue that it makes wrestling sense or whatever. This does none of that. There's even things that don't make wrestling sense that I'm like, but I kind of just liked it or whatever. This satisfies neither of those things. This doesn't make sense and I don't like it. I like that Hank and Tank had a challenger at some point in the reign. That's neat. But it had no build to it. It was, and as far as wrestling big dogs, look, it's known that I'm vegan. I have this Don't Eat the Homie shirt on right now. I don't believe in animal cruelty, and I don't believe they should be wrestling dogs. They should stick to wrestling human beings that are trained professionals. It could end badly for them. That's even just their protection. If they're looking for the biggest dogs, this is Florida. There's some pit bulls that are going to.
No, that is true. I think where you might be a little confused that these are not actual dogs. The term "the big dogs in the locker room" does not mean like a bull mastiff or a Saint Bernard.
I don't know. I've seen Braun Breaker actually barking so many times, and they were calling him.
That's where it can get confusing. But he actually isn't a dog. He's not even part dog. He's just pretending. Roman Reigns, when he was the big dog, was not an actual big dog. However, he is an actual tribal chief. It's very confusing. A lot of legalese, a lot of jargon.
What about Pharaoh?
Well, Pharaoh's, I mean, he's a big-ish dog, but also not a wrestler. He's retired. So.
Oh, he's retired. Okay.
Yeah.
Larry's out here scrapping. backstage in AEW.
Right, but he's a small dog.
He is a small dog. Yeah, he's a very small dog.
Yeah, so you would not be looking for Larry if you were going to look for the biggest dog.
Then you're just picking on someone.
Unless there was only one dog in the locker room, and then maybe it would be Larry because it would be the biggest dog in the locker room by default.
Sure. I don't know. This is all very confusing. I don't think humans should be fighting dogs. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna send you a link. It explains the whole thing. Okay. After the show, you can do your own research.
I don't need you to mansplain it to me, Alex. I'll do my own research. Hey, we had some greetings that we just skipped right
there. Yeah,
I
know.
Okay.
I was about to do them.
All right.
So Jess Ricardo says, "Hello, lovelies. Rejoice, for I have arrived." Yes. we are rejoicing that your name is Jim D. Deutschers says, "Hey, my government name is back, Big Jim."
Jim.
Very happy that your government name is here. And also Big Jim says, tonight on Unpeeled on the Raw post show, I didn't actually mean to put over Fightful boss Sean the Rock Sapp. I just wanted to toss some money at our beloved hosts. Also, maybe we start calling Lyra Valkyria secret nervous. There are a lot of secret nervous people. I think a lot of people are secret nervous. You know, there's no shame in it. For sure.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
My dad also chimed in via the old Humper chat saying, "Tough to keep cool gabagool in the Northeast. It's too damn hot."
Yeah.
But it feels like it's in the triple digits. Kate's got the coolest brother though, and JW Pringle. I do have the coolest brother in JW Pringle. Thanks, Dad. And it is, Alex, it's too hot.
It's too darn hot.
If I'm not, it's too darn hot. It is, though. No lies were told in that song. If my ass is not planted in the sand on a beach, it needs to be fall right now.
I just love how I knew that if I gave you that, you would be powerless to stop yourself from doing a little song and dance routine.
It's extremely accurate from you.
Yeah. Tom Lavelli says the second play button should go to Kate. Sorry, Alex. I don't know. Don't you apologize to me. I also believe the second play button should go to Kate because otherwise, who would do the song and dances?
I mean, the answer is still you. We saw you do Lyra's little spin yesterday.
I mean, I did a very accurate adaptation of
Alex,
Lyra's dance.
An alarmingly accurate representation. I mean, in lockstep with Lyra, going in blind.
That's right. It's true. Meet Enormous says, "Sup, partners? My lady friend spends more on her hair than I do on meat. If we get serious, I can smooch goodbye to my kiss my grits money. How was NXT? Terrible. It was terrible, Meet Enormous. You are right to not have watched it." And Tom LaValle says, "Allie Albright? Ally of the Megasis? That Allie?" Yes, the ally
it's
of
true.
the Megasis.
On the independent wrestling scene, we talked about this yesterday, but Megan Bain was like, "I am too small for this world. I need a heater. I know who I'm calling." And it was Allie Albright. I'm so proud of her.
Has found her diesel.
It's true.
And that diesel's name is Allie Albright. Right there.
A bestie diesel.
Tim McFall says, I still don't watch WWE, so can we talk about the real news from the weekend instead of NXT? Allie's new best friend, and apparently Australia not existing.
I like that everyone's like, okay, but let's talk about Allie, because that makes me very happy.
It's very important to talk about Allie.
It is. She's the best.
Yeah.
What a superstar. She's already a draw. Everybody should book Allie because she's drawing on a post show she's not on.
100%. JW Pringle says, "Hiing to work tonight." I'm assuming it's having. Much love to the SGS. Amazing Alex, my sister Killer Kate, and our awesome dad, powerful Papa Paul Elizabeth. Thank you, JW Pringle.
I kind of wish he was hiing. What a jolly way to go to work. Like,
and Jam Beard says that Becky should borrow Seth's big red boots in order to fight Lyra with the big stompers. Remember the big red boots that he wore that one time?
I do.
Yeah.
I do remember.
I wonder if he still got those, or if he
If it was a
to
rental.
charity or something. Anyway, Javon, after he was all talking to people, he goes to the ring with a microphone and talks to more people.
After he was all talking to people.
Yeah. He met the Undertaker, a legend in this business, a Hall of Famer. And I feel like there are more Hall of Famers than there are legends in this business. I feel like you build to legend. You go a big star, a Hall of Famer, a legend in this business. But he went the other. He went descending, not ascending.
This is a safe space. Is it Sour Graps?
Yeah,
they do throw the word legend around pretty.
They do. I believe Santino Marella was discussed as a legend in this business.
Yeah, and like I'll because this is Sour Graps Unpeeled, I'll give you guys a peek behind the curtain.
Oh,
I messaged Jeremy Lambert.
Mm-hmm.
If this was produced like a WWE docuseries, it'd say like Jeremy Lambert, Fightful Director of Content.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm very concerned that we don't have adequate coverage of Titus O'Neil's The King's Court reality show on Peacock, which is a Titus O'Neil dating show. Titus O'Neil, by the way, everyone that I know just like glowing things to say about this man.
Yes.
I was concerned that we don't have enough coverage of that because Jeremy loves a good headline. And I feel like...
Yeah, there's got to be lots in that. Yeah.
And in the trailer for that, they're like, WWE legend, Titus O'Neil. And while he's a legend in my heart, I feel like sometimes we throw the word legend around rather loosely.
Can I tell you about a movie that we're going to review at some point for This Is Cinema? At least I will. I don't know how scary it is, so I don't know if you can watch it or not. But
if the answer is even a little scary,
I know it is. It involves alien abduction, so I don't know how
I can usually handle some of that.
I don't know how scary the aliens are. Anyway, it stars according to the trailer, 3 wrestling legends. The 3 wrestling legends are Dustin Rhodes, Badass Billy Gunn, and Austin Gunn.
So this was recent, by the way.
This is within like the last 3 years. I don't remember the name of it.
How did we miss this?
But it's on Tubi. Oh, because there are other people we had to get to before we could get to this thing, and I only found out about it last week. So it's
more that. How did we only find out about this last week?
Right.
By the way, you having to screen movies to see if I can handle them was one of the earlier signs that I was like, oh, I think Alex is my big brother.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, yes, it was like the trailer says wrestling legend Dustin Rhodes, wrestling legend Billy Gunn, wrestling legend Austin Gunn. I was like,
let's go.
I might quibble honestly with the first 2. However, the last one, no. I think we can say no to that one at that point. Anyway. Oh my
Alex
God!
Lowski shoots
Lieutenant Fallon! Finally, after 2 years and 7 months, my name is restored.
Praise be.
He's no longer second Lieutenant Photo. He is now first Lieutenant Photo.
Did he get promoted or demoted? I can't tell.
I think first lieutenant is better.
It feels that way.
First class as opposed to second class, I guess. Right? I think so.
I'm glad that your honor was restored.
There we go. Okay. What's going on? Anyway, Javon's talking about the Undertaker for some reason, and then I'm gonna go after the biggest dog in the yard, and so I'm gonna do it now. And Trick Williams interrupts. I was like, no, just no. Like, we've seen a lot of interaction between these two guys, and it's always good, but like, this begins the story of Javon Evans going after Obafemi. Like, that's the story. It culminates. I mean, I was going to say it culminates at next year's Stand and Deliver, but it might culminate after that if you're going to tell the right kind of story. So, like, we're running late here. We can't be doing all these other things. So, by the end of the night, it looks like we're getting just a straight up rematch of the triple threat that happened at Stand and Deliver this year, which is just a bad use of people. But anyway, Trick Williams says that you coming after me or whatever. And then Wes Lee comes out to say that you shouldn't be going after Trick Williams. You want to go after Obafemi, that's fine, because Javon says to Trick Williams, I wasn't even talking about you. Actually, I was talking about Obafemi. I want to go after Obafemi. And then Wes Lee says, you can go after Obafemi, maybe. But there's one thing you can't do is beat Trick Williams. Like, I don't like Wesley as Stooge. I don't think I wanted like Wesley, like, one thing you can't do is beat Trick Williams. But I can. I'm not saying I'm coming after you right now, big dog. I'm just saying I could take that title off you if I wanted to. I wanted a little bit more like ally of convenience rather than sidekick for Wes Lee, who is a guy who I more and more think that his ceiling in WWE was reached 2 years ago. The reign as NXT North American champion, I mean, like, he's fallen down the rankings quite a lot since then. Like, and when he said, I'm the greatest North American champion of all time, I was like, oh yeah, that was like 2 years ago. What's happened since then? I know he got hurt, but then he came back and he was like, I want to come after the top title. And no. So
I feel like the heel turn Wesley experiment has not been very good since like the Rascals angle.
Yeah, that was a really needed great angle. A heel.
That's the problem. The story was so perfect for it.
He didn't have anything to do afterwards.
The thing that he runs into, which is a wonderful problem, he comes across as a very likable guy.
Yeah.
He just does. I heard an interview with Ric Flair saying that he thinks the reason John Cena works better as a face is because he's nice. And I'm not saying like there aren't heels that are nice, but some people can't hide it. I think Wes Lee is just, I don't even think it's that he comes across as so nice. I think he comes across as just having an energy of a guy you want to root for. He's a very
I think he could be a very good like snarky heel type, like tweener leaning heel if you wanted him to be, but you have to have the right role for him within the structure of the show. And right now that role does not exist. So he's just a guy who leads a faction that's going nowhere.
That's the thing. Like, I don't see him as faction leader guy either. Like, I would say similar to Carmelo Hayes. Like, I think Carmelo is a better heel, but plays a good face.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wes Lee is a better face and can play a good heel. But like, put those two together in those positions on the roster, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I just feel like there's got to be something. He doesn't even. You're right. Even as a heel, he's not faction leader guy. Probably like that's just not the.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like the right role for him. But
no. Yeah. It's not. Trick says that he's going to take Oba's title, and watch out, JC Jane. 2 belts Trick is coming to join you. And then like they basically say, I might be this dude's stooge, but I'm gonna send my stooges over to a weird angle, leaving them not protecting me in any way, so that when you realize they're going to attack you, you can punch me first. It makes Wes Lee dumb, and that's exactly what happens. Javon Evans punches Wes Lee first and then gets taken out. Gets beat down 4-on-1.
More dumb in all of this is Carlos Silva, the guy that runs TNA. Because nobody gives a crap from TNA that there's no world title on their program. Nobody could care less.
Yeah.
Usually, if I recall correctly, there'd be like some sort of invasion of sorts where people from the other program would be livid that there's no world title on their show because they wouldn't have anything to freaking fight for. They wouldn't be like, You guys take it.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, Santana's got to wait till October, so we'll just have him face Joe Hendry on TNA for not a title?
Yeah.
Why doesn't anyone TNA give a shit that their titles, neither of their titles are on their program?
No.
Their men and their knockouts titles are not on their program. And everyone's like, we'll catch him down the line. What on earth, man?
It's bad. It's bad. I assume that these people, JC and Trick, are appearing weekly on TNA television, and it's there where things are being talked about as far as who
JC was on TNA. There, I don't think there was much of any sort of movement for developing anything to Trick. And a triple threat is nuts.
Speaking of TNA, at least 3, maybe even 4 times, Joe Hendry appeared to hack the broadcast by putting a picture of his
name.
Well, he didn't. I mean, his face appeared, but he wasn't on the show. Is that what it is?
Alex, he appeared.
Well,
he appeared, and then he disappeared.
Yeah.
I am.
You're an absolutist. You're an absolutist, and I respect it. You're an absolutist. Nobody said his name, and yet an image of him did in fact appear, and that's enough for you. That's enough for you. I was thinking more on the corporeal, like his body has to actually be there. Is him appearing? But I respect how much of an absolutist you are on this. I was
if he showed up via Videotron, they would say Joe Hendry appeared on tonight's show via video.
Right.
He still appeared just via.
Yeah.
If you put it in your theme.
Yeah, I know.
Say his name and he appears, and you're just appearing. You're just appearing all willy nilly.
So, but he showed up but wasn't with people that he was supposed to be. Like, it wasn't like during the Trick segment, as far as I could tell. Just random times. So, like, is he just showing up on NXT as a new signing? Is that what this is? And that's going to be his little video packages or bleep. Blip.
No, he's gonna feud with all of these people.
Okay, good. That sounds great.
It's gonna be Charlie Dempsey and Joe Hendry in a 6-month program.
So, Leafy Green.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what had great rules? The Heritage Cup. Know what happens when the Heritage Cup goes away?
I know.
People appear.
The rules go away.
The rules go away.
Leafy Green Dixon and his friend with the terrible ponytail and even worse mustache are standing outside of the locker room. And they're like, okay, we got chairs. We're going to go in there. We're going to attack Hank and Tank. This is all supposed to be banter that's supposed to make us go laugh at them and go, these two guys. Look at them. They're just a pair of fuck-ups. Don't we love them for being fuck-ups? And I know I don't think that they're cute in any way. But they you didn't even check to see if they were in the locker room? I assumed. Well, let's peek in and see if they're there. And then both Hank and Tank are there, but then they see them through the crack in the door, and they're like, Uriah, do you want to come in and trade mustache tips? What's going on? And then they go into the thing that they got their chairs, and they're going to attack them. It says, like, this is how you get a title match. You attack the title, the champs with chairs, which is apparently what happened. Like they like the culling, or as we see Nico Vance pronounce it tonight, the coling, as in like the act of doing something with cola, the coling. Anyway, the coling hit them with chairs and got a title match. So that's how we have to do it. They burst in with their chairs, and there's a stalemate because they have their title belts, I guess, to hit the chairs with the title, whatever. And like, we're gonna hit you with these chairs, so we can get a title match. That's how you do it. You guys want a title match? All you got to do is ask. Really? Yeah, we like you guys. We love Mr. Chase. He's done so much for us. So yes, you can have a title match. And like, oh, okay, cool. And then Mr. Chase comes up and goes, I did not tell them to bring the chairs in. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's fine. And then they all leave, and it's fun. They have a match for next week. Later, they say that Chase U, Kale Dixon, and Uriah Connors earned themselves a title match. They have not won a match ever. They are winless. You cannot say they earned themselves a title match. You can say they talked themselves into one. You can say they asked for one. They asked the champs and were granted one. But you cannot say, categorically, you cannot say they earned shit. Please stop doing this with title shots. Have somebody win something before you give them title shots. Please.
Well, this was developmental, and I think they saw Gunther and CM Punk yesterday and were like, I guess you can't just lie about things that you've earned or not learned. So they have to then go and develop that for themselves. That was an abysmal segment with CM Punk yesterday. This, I don't know who. There was also like this aw shucksness about Mr. Chase, like, I didn't want to deal with any of this. Well, then why did you open your fake university back up, sir?
I know. Yeah.
Notably, there were no large dogs back here. So
no, there were no large dogs.
No big dogs to fight.
Yeah, I know.
Just tag team champions.
Yeah, no, the tag team champions, they're not actual dogs. Again, I'm going to send you the link. They're not actual dogs. They are referred to as the big dogs in the locker room because they are champions. That's a colloquialism for an important fella is a big dog.
Why don't they say
like the head honcho or the big cheese? Numero uno.
Why don't they say you should go look for the important fellas?
They should do that.
Much
it
less
would be
confusing.
A lot less confusing for people like you.
I don't want to as some sort of creative genius. But I think if they had said the important guys that have the tag belts, less confusing than big dogs.
Yes.
I would just simply build a tag program with a tag team that gets wins. But I'm built different, so.
I know. You and I, we don't do it.
It's about drive. It's about power. It's the whole thing.
Charlie Dempsey versus Tavion Heights was a very good match.
Yes, this is my favorite
good
match on the show. I would say.
I don't think there's anything that could possibly measure up to this.
Cobra enthusiast Alex Pulowski.
Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights were great. Were great together. Tavion Heights is special. He's special. He was special 2 years ago when he was in the breakout tournament, and he's special now. And I think that if in 8 to 12 months, if he's not one of your top guys in NXT, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. He broke out of being part of this faction. Like, you had him win. He beat Charlie Dempsey. It was really cool. He's got a big like a Bailey to belly kind of a thing. Like it looks more like the Bailey to belly than any other thing that I could call it. It's a specific kind of belly to belly. It looks more like the Bailey to belly, but Tavion to belly doesn't really have that wordplay. So, maybe the Tavion to tummy. How about that? It's got a little bit of Tavion to tummy.
Alliteration in there.
Tummy to Tavion. How about that?
I'm here.
But he hits that on Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey's been working over the knee so much. Ren Sinclair is, as the kids say, doing too much. Not her fault. I'm sure they told her to do this, but she was scouring under the ring for a towel that she could throw. No wonder, no word yet on what will sponsor the towels moving forward. The Slim Jim tables. I don't know what meat product will sponsor the towels, But the Jack Link's jerky towels, she's gonna throw those into the if you're sweating like a Sasquatch, use a Jack Link's jerky towel. Throw that into the ring, but she couldn't find one, so the match had to continue. If she had found one, Tavion Heights would have lost. Is the story that you were telling here?
This is a big, no offense to Ren, you had one job situation. If your job is to throw in the towel, before you go out there,
bring your own damn towel.
Secure your towel. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Don't forget to bring a towel. Wonge ha.
You can say the first part without saying the second part.
You can, but what's the fun in that? I just desperately want her to have her own program. I feel like so much of the part of why this has worked is she's been like the extra to a very serious group, but then when you get to this aspect of it, that doesn't work as well, right? So I just feel like if she had a sense of self that was not about throwing a towel into somebody else's match, that would go a long way. But I will say, I thought this match was awesome. I had the same reaction you did of like, Tavion's not someone to mess around with. Like, he has so much upside.
He's big. He's got a good look. He's strong. He's athletic.
He has a presence.
Like, and he's got a presence to him. You know, like
the last person I felt
way about.
Julius Creed.
Yeah. We already know that when he turns heel, if he ever turns heel, he just tie his hair back into a man bun and become Roman Reigns.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
if he can just spear someone that he knows.
Yes.
He's perfect.
Yeah. For when you get the meat sweats, have a Jack Link's towel for when you get the meat sweats. Get it?
The chat was saying dude wipes.
Yeah, dude wipes would be good. Like if you didn't throw in a towel, but you pulled out a little box of dude wipes and hit the thing so it goes blink open, and then you reach in and pull one out and throw that into the ring, and it counts.
Perfect.
He's 28. So still 9 years till his push happens.
Yeah,
actually,
we got like
I believe you mean 11 years. Like they're getting older and older at this point, but there's no reason they have to continue that way.
It would be so neat. Alex, what was trending yesterday? We want Mello. Give us anything new, especially. There are people that didn't watch NXT and don't know Carmelo Hayes' ceiling. Like, we know his ceiling. Yeah. But everybody saw that best of 7 with Andrade. It was like, hey, that dude rules. And then they saw them do nothing with him. Like, I think they're just like, can we get a different thing other than the permutation of the same 8 guys facing each other all the time? And you have to make new stars to do that. Now, Braun Breaker is now a force to be reckoned with on the main roster. Right. And that's awesome. But like Tavion being 28, let's not make a meme out of this. Like, let's not.
Like once upon a time, Julius Creed was 28. He's 31 now.
That's the thing. Like, the way that I feel like he's special, I'm like, it's that like mega star thing that Julius Creed has, and now he's a backup for 3 El Grande Americanos apparently. When he should be a multi-time tag champion at this point, if not. No offense to Brutus, a singles champion. The way that guy is special, he should be like a world champion. But anyway, I digress.
Charlie Dempsey shakes Tavion's hand and leaves with Ren Sinclair. So, does Ren have to beat Charlie Dempsey to leave? Like, what are we?
Yes.
How is this continuing? What is the next thing needs to be? William Regal coming and talking to Charlie Dempsey. Hello, my boy. Let me teach you a few things about how to be an evil gentleman or something. I don't know. Please, for the love of God, just do it.
I like that idea, but instead of William Regal, it's Joe Henry showing up to guide Charlie Dempsey. He's like, you know what your problem is? You don't know how to play guitar. And calls somebody somebody's bitch in a melodic manner. So there you go.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I had to go full Jeremy Lambert on that for you.
Yeah.
My apologies. I am not high. I do not smoke the devil's lettuce. But this episode was really bad, and it's our job to entertain the people.
You do
And
smoke.
right now, you're getting a creative look at that here on Sour Graps Unpeeled.
You don't smoke the devil's lettuce, but you do smoke the devil's kale Dixon.
That's private information.
Trick and High Rise, like the Trick tells Wesley to finish off Javon. We got to do it. And then if I do that, will you set up a TNA World Tag Team title shot for Team Bouncy Beef? And yeah, I'll do that. And then Santino walks in and does his shtick. He does all of his shtick that I found grating and off-putting 15 years ago. And he's doing it now, and it's all fine. It's good. He says that you think you've got some pull in TNA, but I have a fake badge. So who's really got the pull? And
you didn't quite say it that way.
Yeah, I'm battling bumhole boy Ethan Page. And the world title is coming home soon, he says. That's a thing.
Well, no, because no program has been set up for the world title with anybody in TNA. So not that soon.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he's in a position where he has to do. I don't think he's doing anything that different on TNA. But like, you come back to WWE, you play your hits, right? I don't know who was clamoring for Santino versus Ethan Page. I'm sorry. Ethan Page is so good. His match with Ricky was so good. His trilogy with Javon was so good. Like, why are we wasting any bumps on any of this?
He does say Page.
He does.
Ethan Page. Yes, this is a thing that pops you, apparently. Anyway, I'll tell you something that's not going to pop you. I'm just gonna lay out. I'm gonna give you first crack at this. Blake Monroe comes to the ring.
We made a couple jokes about WWE Unreal today, and we're doing Sour Graps Unpeeled, and it is the docu-series that gives you a look into the creative plans going from Royal Rumble through this past WrestleMania. And in the writer's room is Triple H and like a collection of white guys, and not a single woman, and I don't think anybody of color at all. And here you go. It shows when you have Blake Monroe come out and do a modern version of the Piggy James bullshit that everybody thought was a low point for women's wrestling like 25 years ago or whatever. What is this nonsense? Jordynne Grace used to be overweight. Never mind the fact that she was still extremely strong back then. So she's not fit to be a champion. Here's pictures of her from what was an anti-body shaming photo shoot. I've always been hot, though, so I should be champion. The most surface level dog shit approach to this. If you want to do something because Jordynne Grace has brought this into the arena, right? Like, she's talked about it. How about an approach that Blake Monroe uses to her advantage, saying, You've actually gotten yourself in incredible shape. You're one of the strongest women in all of wrestling, but I know inside there's an insecure little girl because you told me, and I showed up, and I'm smart, and I befriended you, and I made you feel vulnerable, and you thought I was your friend, but I was just getting intel, and I now know your weakness. So I don't care how strong you are. I'm going to be able to kick your ass because of up here and in here, you don't got it because you're still insecure about the way you look, about the way you move, about the way you fit into NXT with all the other pretty girls. Why the ever-loving F did we get the same surface level dog shit that we were getting 25 years ago? Why? Why? Because this is how they think women portray themselves. We were past this when fucking Mean Girls came out. Mariah May just showed up. And this is the character you're giving her. Why? Why not make it something that has a single layer below ha 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 fat? Fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry to keep swearing. We're allowed to, by the way. Even in the first 7 seconds of the show now. We don't get demonetized for that. And I won't do it near our ad read. But my God. This was atrocious. When you could have actually, explored the root of the issue. You could have actually gone into something that had some emotional depth to it. And Jordynne Grace, not even really there to defend herself in all of this.
She's literally
It opens the door to yet another ridiculous revolving door women's program because they can't even go as far as to call themselves creative enough to think of a different freaking setup for anything. Except you go out there with a mic and say two things. Oh, Kalani, tell them you're the future. To someone who's not even the champion. What on earth you cannot tell me they're trying. You cannot tell me that they give a crap about this. You cannot come out here and say we have the best women's division in all of wrestling and then perform this dog shit. It's awful. It's awful, and it could have been good if you had just tried to maybe find a third brain cell in your stupid little brains to rub together on this. Enough. We have moved on from this shit. This isn't even like, I saw someone be like, well, MJF does this all the time. He does it as cheap heat. And this ain't even the shit he's doing with Mark Briscoe. Not even close. Do not give me that crap. And then for it to pivot into something that is equally as lazy and not offensive because of body shaming, but offensive because they think their audience is stupid to consume this crap week after week after week without putting any effort into developing this incredible women's roster into meaningful programs. No, just get out there with a mic and say 3 lines about yourself and why you think you should be fighting Blake Monroe. Enough! My God. Jordynne Grace. Present day Jordynne Grace. I know you're going after past Jordynne Grace, but frickin' look at her now.
How old are those photos? That's a long time ago. The idea
if it
that
wasn't, it's only more impressive that she turned it around that quick. But I feel
that's
that
also
was
true. But
era?
that's such old news. Those are 5-year-old photos. What are we even doing? And you brought it up because I've taught you well. How could you make this better? And the way they could have made this better, because remember how we said, what are you even doing? Have Jordynne Grace and Mariah May hanging out in a fucking cutesy girl, getting their nails done and stuff. If it was Blake Monroe's plan from the beginning to make her open up and actually show us on camera as part of this thing, Jordan saying I really don't do this kind of thing. I would never felt like I was girly enough to go and get like mani pedis and stuff like that. So I just never did that when I was, when I was younger. It's like, oh really? Why not? And then she opens up. The same thing when she came out and did a weird promo to the audience talking about the way she used to look and how she feels now. Have her open up to her brand new friend, Mariah May, which then when Mariah May, Blake Monroe, when she attacks Jordan Grace, that's
She had
what
some
makes
leverage.
she has some leverage, but also when she attacks her in the ring, when she costs her the title match, that it's more of a betrayal because you are the first person I felt safe enough to open up to. Like that kind of you could have done all of this. This could have been an actual story with here are the chapters. We don't know why chapter 1 is happening, but by the time we get to chapter 4, we go, that was why that thing even took place. So that because she masterminded this whole thing, and you make her look more evil, but you certainly make her look smarter and not just mean-spirited, because she coaxed this information out of her, and now she's going to use it.
Clever.
It would have been clever and smart.
Alex, they created the vehicle, and then they just didn't drive the car. Yeah. It's unreal. It's unreal that somebody wrote this down and thought this was acceptable in modern professional wrestling.
Also, you don't even have to use the photo. If you do it the way we talked about, just having the clip of her talking about it to her, you don't need to use the photo to body shape.
Would be so much more effective.
The vulnerability. That's how I knew that I could trick you into a false insecurity, because you are deep inside, you were this insecure girl still, and that's how I got you, and that's how I'm going. That just shows how dangerous I am. By the way, I know everything.
If there was a single woman back there, could have told you how relatable that was. Anybody that was raised from like 1994 to 2005, anybody that dared to be at a developing phase of their life at that time, was told that Jessica Simpson was the largest fat ass in the world at a size 6. It's ridiculous what we grew up with. Like, and not for nothing, but on this very channel, Mike Santana was interviewed, and Sean asked him, what was the hardest chop you've ever taken? And he said Jordan Grace. And that was like 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like this version of her.
Yeah.
Not like she wasn't strong. Horrendous segment. And then it leads to something even like equally as lazy.
Well, yes, it does. And also, again, more location grasping. Because we obviously know that Blake Monroe is going to be an NXT Women's Champion. She is. I don't think Jordan Grace gets there before her, but that's also possible. So now, not only are we doing the location grasping, the place holding of for JC Jane, but we're also doing that with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, because that match has to happen first before anything else takes place. Those guys, the women have to fight. It's a grudge match now. It's a blood feud. They have to have those matches. So until Jordan Grace can heal from being DDT'd onto a chair, I'm sorry. Have you seen that woman's neck? I don't believe it. I'm sorry. She's still in the hospital with a friggin' neck brace on from being DDT'd onto a chair. I don't buy it. But anyway, we have to wait for her to come back. So in the meantime, let's have a bunch of women parade out and say how they don't like Blake Monroe. Lola Vice gets to come out and do a lame-ass line, obviously written by a man who only watched movies from 40 years ago. How could you be so beautiful outside, but so ugly inside? It's a fucking cliche they use on Sesame Street episodes from 1994. This is like...
I did on this very episode sing It's Too Damn Hot, so I'm really not one to criticize in that very specific way, but yeah.
Youth is important in the writer's room, but women woman, a single woman, just one of them. I don't care if she's 80. I will forego the youth requirement as long as the proper chromosomes are within the person who is there at the writer's table. One woman is required for a writer's room so they can tell you this is bullshit. We're not doing
the
this.
ghost of Fabulous Moolah. I mean, just honestly,
No.
just some.
Let's not maybe invite
Okay, not her,
but
not her.
somebody else. Yeah, no, but obviously, let's get some representation of all the people that you employ and put on screen. But
That would be neat.
Women are half the population, and
the majority of the stories on screen right now.
And you tout that you have the best women's division in all of wrestling, but you only have middle-aged to old white guys writing for them. So you cannot properly utilize the best women's division in wrestling because you don't have any creative people who are women who can write for them. You just and that's you can't do that. Then after you've managed to figure out how to get half of the population within your writer's room, how about a black person or a Latino person or, anything within that?
I say even all at once make those hiring decisions.
Queer representation might be nice. I mean, I know you don't do those stories in WWE, but maybe just them just to hang out, just to say maybe not, and then you could yell at that person because I'm sure that's what they would do.
Well, yeah, it'll get real ugly if we're going back 30 years with the way that we're writing.
Lola Vice comes out and says that you're so beautiful, but you're so ugly on the inside. You're not going to be the champion of it because I'm going to be, or blah blah blah. And Jaida says, I just won a match like an hour ago, and I changed. I showered and changed. I'm back out here. I have punched my ticket to have a shot at the women's world champion of this brand. But I also have to yell at you, Blake Monroe, and mostly you, Lola Vice. I don't like either of you. And then Jordynne Grace's music hits. And this was honestly somehow more disappointing. Because, you tease the woman coming out for righteous revenge. And it's a lazy troll job by Kalani Jordan. And again, I need somebody to tell me, maybe on WWE Unreal, they could do an episode of NXT and we could have Kalani Jordan explain how she went up to the person who controls the music and says, hey, when I go out there, don't play my music, play Jordynne Grace's music. And then I'm going to say, oh, was this not the Jordan you were expecting? Tee-hee-hee. And you're supposed to be the babyface here, and we all oh good, we're excited to see Jordynne Grace come out and kick Blake Monroe's ass, but instead we just get to see you added to the never-ending promo parade, and then you get to also say things mean about Blake Monroe, and then Blake says, I'll fight you next week, but then they all fight each other, and Jaida Parker and Blake Monroe are kicked out of the ring. And Kalani and Lola are in the ring, standing tall, and I was like, "Oh, this is a babyface tag team versus heels who don't get along, but they're both heels next week." But they're not doing that. They're doing the one-on-one match of Kalani. They're doing the one-on-one match of Kalani and Blake. So why were Lola and Jaida even out here to begin with if you're not actually doing that as part of any of this? Beyond how in such poor taste it is to run this angle in the year of our Lord 2025. It's also really bad writing, really bad booking, and really bad television. On top of all of that,
literally just did one of these never-ending promo parades last week.
We did indeed.
To set up the stuff that we got tonight. The audacity to call yourself creative when you copy and pasted what you did last week tonight. with the quote unquote best women's division in wrestling. How about treating them like it?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Blake is doing a fake. She does the thing that she did with Toni Storm, where she would like bosom, but she does it to Jaida Parker, and Jaida Parker shoves her away.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. This is why I thought, oh, they're gonna make them tag now because of the shove, and then they announced, no, next week it's just gonna be Blake versus Kalani, which is getting interrupted by Jordan Grace coming back, right? Like, how long are they putting that off for? Like,
I would think it would be next week. They'll probably do the big blow off.
I mean, this is also true. Like, I can't believe that within a 5-month span, she went from the Hollywood ending, one of the greatest self-contained storylines for women we will ever see in wrestling, to basically re-upping the Piggy James storyline. That was her choice. She wanted to go from that to this. This is where she wanted to be. She wanted to do this.
Well, she wanted to come to WWE. The fact that this is her incoming creative is beyond me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what was the pit stop to Sabrina Carpenterville? Like, now that she's the glamour guy, beyond.
I don't know. Tatum wants to challenge Sol Ruca next week, but Izzy's like, no, you didn't actually pin Sol Ruca. I pinned Sol Ruca. That's why I got my title match. You just pinned Zarya, so you don't get one. And then Shawn Spears shows up and says, I got you a title match. And Izzy seems not like this. And then Nico Vance says, we cannot describe all of the things you have done for the Culling. It's Cull. I'm trying to I know. It rhymes with dull, which is I'm sure is a thing that you've been called many times, Nico Vance.
Alex.
I'm sorry. That he's very large and I'm sure very strong and could beat me up. However,
is he a dog?
His personality leaves something to be desired. Luca Crisafino appears and is like, families don't last forever.
I mean, they kind of do.
Are you gonna go after them? Or is it just so that we can see you and then later we see Stacks, and so we can get to the cliffhanger finish of the entire episode? The thing that happens with Stacks is that Briggs, who was wearing glasses, like Clark Kent Briggs Clark Kent double vest is something I did not have in my bingo card.
It freaks me out, to be honest.
I don't enjoy it, but anyway, he's watching video of his fight with Inamura from last week and screaming at the TV. There's an entire it's a very full room of people, and no one seems to mind that he's yelling at the TV, watching film from last week. But Stacks comes up like, man, you don't have a loyal bone in your entire body, do you? And then here comes Inamura to shove him, and they fight each other. And Stacks says, hey man, you don't want to be like that guy. You don't need there's no honor. There's no honor. This guy's got no loyalty. You should know that. You don't have to worry about that guy. And then Inamura slaps the shit out of Stacks and says, I will fight you next week, and I will show you honor. And then Ariana Grace, the only thing she's got to do on the night that her dad challenges for the North American title, the only thing she's got to do is go, are you okay? That's it. That's all she gets to do in that particular episode. So
I'm not so much like salivating for this match, but I will leave space for it to pleasantly surprise me.
I mean, this is we'll see. We have no idea where Big Ange is, but Luca Crisafino seems to be like doing like a little bit of light vigilanteing. Just like he's doing a little recon work to become a vigilante in the back. And Stacks is just being a jerk. I don't see those guys having a lot of stuff to do now that the family's gone. But we'll talk more about Tony D and what might be happening with him in a bit. So
I gotta say, I was like, that was a bad episode of NXT, and then I was like, oh, Tony D vignette, and I was like, so we'll get there.
Lash Legend had her match with Fallon Henley. She talks up a big game before she walks to the ring because I finished second in a battle royal, so I'm the next big thing. Usually that requires you to finish first in the battle royal, but okay. She says I eliminated Nikki Bella and I eliminated Nia Jax, so I'm on my way to the top. And if they hadn't told me that in her little promo as she walked to the ring, I would have been so confused in 4 minutes. Because 4 minutes later, after fighting Fallon and about to beat her, Nia Jax came to the ring and attacked her on the outside. And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing that because of the elimination thing. And then, but the ref's back was turned. So she rolled Lash into the ring and she got like a famouser. And she lost. And then Nia Jax beat her up some more and hit the Annihilator on her in the corner. And so Nia Jax, I was like, man, Nia Jax was the champ for like most of 2024. It feels like, I know it was only like half of the 2024, but it felt like most of it. And then she lost to Tiffany. She never got a match versus Tiffany on a pay-per-view, which I thought was
they blew it off though, right?
They blew it off
on TV,
but it was on TV,
and it was very late.
It was they took them a while to do the final blow off, but they did it all on TV. So she never got her on the play. So I was like, they really don't have much of anything to do with Nia Jax right now, do they? And they're like, yeah, we don't. Hey, let's send her to NXT for a while. And I was like, okay, like honestly, Lash Legend, babyface Lash Legend versus Nia Jax, like Lash Legend body slamming Nia is going to be treated like Hogan and Andre. Like that's going to be a thing that they're gonna leap out of their seats over in the next.
You would think, but she did what she did with Otis, and they just don't really.
Yeah,
I mean that'll be a part of her highlight package, I guess, down the road.
Yeah.
I actually really, for Lash, I like your idea the best. Being Naomi's heater would be awesome.
Naomi's going to need one in the next couple of months, and it's better than whatever this is going to be. I'm going to say it.
I do like that use of Nia, honestly, because like, not only do I feel like wrestlers that aren't doing a ton on the main roster and have had a lot to do, if you've had a lot to do for a long time, sometimes the crowd can get burnt out on you, or other times you ride waves of momentum. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. When you're in the stage of your career that Nia is in, sometimes it goes that way. So I actually really like the idea of sending her to NXT, not only because of that, but because the type of wrestler Nia is, when she pops back up on the main roster to do some ridiculous power move, like that archetype coming back from NXT, I feel like it'll be like a shot in the arm feeling to the roster. And her coming down here, like she's been much, much, much better in this WWE run than she ever has before. And I think it's better than people just sitting on a bench, and it's better than people being in meaningless programs to be in something meaningful on NXT. In my opinion, that's just a mea culpa. But
no, better than not doing anything. We've been talking on the Raw post show,
standing around with Maxine and stuff. Like
we've been talking on the Raw post show that the War Raiders were the champs heading into Mania. They were talking about how they wanted to get their titles back, but never got like a real shot at getting their titles back, and then they were off TV, and we were like, oh, I guess one of them must be injured. Boy, that team is so snake bit with injuries. No, they're healthy. They're having a match at Bloodsport. So like
at Bloodsport,
let's see what, like, you know, like they don't bench people. They just give them matches at Bloodsport.
Speaking of Bloodsport, where's Carmen Petrovic?
Didn't she have a match against? Who did she have a match against? She talked some shit and got a match against somebody and then lost. Oh no, it was Callie Armstrong. That was when Jordan Grace came out and took out everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Put her back on TV. Get her reps. I like her.
Sure. Right. Javon Evans has his match with Wesley. This was also incredibly good. It was Tavon Heights and Charlie Dempsey was probably better than this, but this is also very, very good.
For me, that's just what I like more stylistically, but this was
right.
Their 1A and 1B.
This was very, very good, but you knew Wesley wasn't winning, but there was a possibility Charlie Dempsey could win.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that to me elevates it. If I don't know who's winning, that's an extra half star at least. You know what I mean? Like if I'm walking into this thing and there's zero chance that, barring some kind of catastrophic injury, that Javon Evans loses this match. And he didn't, because of course he didn't.
Imagine in the Tokyo Dome.
He did
a full extra star.
Yeah, he hit his swanton coast to coast, which is a thing that I
didn't know a human being could do.
I still want them to show it in one unbroken cut, because when they do the cut, it makes it look less impressive.
They do need to fix that. I noticed that too. That was weird.
Show me the angle that goes, that I can see the full trajectory, because that is what is impressive. If you cut it in the middle and then I see a close up of his foot hitting the guy's face, I'm like, that breaks all the immersion for me. I want to be able to watch the full arc of his jump. And that was pretty good. And then he did that and then hit his big frog splash on Wesley, but Wesley kicked out. Also, Wesley needs to go further away from him if he's going to do a frog splash to Wesley, because he gets so much distance and height that he fully he landed on his feet and then belly flopped onto him. Because like he just gets so much distance, he's like, well, like I overshot him, I better put my feet down and then go bloop bloop. He did the first, but he did the beginning of the worm. He went bloop bloop. He didn't get to continue the worm, but he did it the first thing. I don't know.
He's like, I think there was a generation of people that grew up watching the frog splash and they practice it on hotel beds so many times, but that by the time they started formal training, like we're seeing some frog splashes now, man. Montez Ford, Javon, like there are some people that are what's LWO? What's his name?
Yeah.
Has a crazy one. Anyway.
All right.
Nuts. The distance and height we are getting on frog splashes from this younger group of wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they started them young. Like that's what Eddie Guerrero did for people.
So Javon Evans wins it. Trick Williams was on commentary for all of this, talking about Trick and A over and over again, and then Obafemi is up in the Raven's Nest and throws up the title at Javon Evans, and also Trick Williams stands up and is like, "Hey, I'm here too," and I'm like, "No, sit down. You should be losing your title over there. I just want the one-on-one match with Javon Evans. I really liked that triple threat at Stand and Deliver. I don't need to see it again."
One of Trick's best matches, one of the best triple threats you'll ever see. Yeah, like that was incredible. We don't need to keep doing triple threats.
We straight up.
We don't need to keep doing revolving door promos to get to one-on-one programs. Like check your record player and put a new record on it because I'm a broken one.
Mm-hmm.
Simple pro wrestling. Good guy, bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Having a reason to fight, and then they tell you about why on the microphone, and then the things that they said on the microphone play into the way that that story is expressed in the ring. This program has lost so much of what makes pro wrestling great by the overwhelming complications of multi-people programs for the men and the women, including LFG talent, including Evolve talent, including TNA talent. Like, they were like, hey, I know our men's roster is spread thin. Know what we should do? Add another television program's title to our already spread thin men's roster. I just like, it's so easy to clean up. Everything that works is simple, like 90% of the time. The 10% of the time that a very complex story works, it's the coolest thing you've ever seen. But 90% of the time, and we're talking about a developmental program here, get back to the damn basics.
Yeah. This is the NXT tradition now of ending your second to last match before 9:30 Eastern and starting your last match at around the 10 till mark. 20 minutes of just stuff happening in the middle of the second hour of your show, where it's like interview and backstage segment and people walking to the ring and you telling us what's going to happen on next week's show. Meanwhile, like, everybody is nodding off because it's almost 10 p.m. Eastern. Like, can we just get a thing like, well, one thing ends and then you come back and the next thing begins? I don't understand why there's all this every episode.
It's a weird pacing glitch. Yeah.
Tonight we had a 3-minute sit-down interview with Vic and Miles Bourne, which was fine, but you could have inserted it at a different point in the show. There's a backstage thing with Robert Stone and Stevie Turner and Ava and Lexis King, unfortunately. And then we get the rundown of next week, and then we get Fatal Influence walking through the parking lot, and Nia Jax attacks the cameraman, and all of that happens in the span of 20 minutes, including 3 different commercial breaks, before we get Santino Marella versus Ethan Page. Not that I actually wanted to see that match, but it happened last, and so they did all the Joe Hendry stuff throughout the night. I thought we were getting a Joe Hendry saving Santino from a beatdown thing. Why would you tease Joe Hendry throughout this entire episode but not have him appear in bodily form in this episode? Like, we're teasing it for next week? Is there a white is there a white rabbit that's walking through? Is there a QR code that I'm supposed to scan on Joe Hendry's forehead?
So he did lose clean to Santana on TNA. I know that much. I do think it's probably just like he's done at that place. He's at this place now officially. Would be my guess.
Probably.
But he probably couldn't appear in person because I just nobody said his name, and that would have sent me off on I would have written a strongly worded email.
Yeah. So the Miles Bourne interview with Vic was really cool.
It was good.
It's the specifics of his hearing loss are very tragic, and also what he overcame, and that he was dead as a baby, and
Crazy.
Now look where he is really inspiring. That's really cool. And then, like, what do you like, how about that Lexis King, huh? What a joker. And then Miles Bourne has to, like, say some platitudes about how Lexis King is looking for attention and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, no, this is a horribly ableist storyline that they've given to their worst actor. Like, not Miles Bourne, Lexis King. So I don't trust this to come across as anything other than tone deaf and terrible. I mean, tone deaf as opposed to deaf, I guess.
We didn't get a a feud between Miles Bourne and Ethan Page, right? I just made that up in my head.
What
I think that needs to. We didn't get Miles Bourne versus Ethan Page.
No, we
feud,
should.
Right?
We should, but we can't because Miles Bourne has to have 3 matches with Lexis King.
Well, I think it would be, assuming Ethan Page still has the title at that time, I think that would be a really appropriate next program for him, because I get like having the type of heel Lexis King is on the other side of him when he's giving that type of story to you, like the cheap heat kind of like comedic shitty heel or whatever. I get having that be the guy that's on the other side, but I think Ethan having a title and being the next level above that, assuming Miles Bourne gets the best of Lexis King, which I would imagine is the case.
Miles beat Ethan to retain his NXT championship shot, but Ethan wasn't the NXT North American champion then.
That was the 4-way, right? Around that time, or
whatever. Like when he had his shot versus, that was May. We're back in May.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yes, but there was not a feud between them. I think a feud would be a really productive move.
And it would be really interesting at this point if you're gonna have, if Ethan needs a challenger, 2 guys come out who want to be the challenger. And those 2 guys have a history and they're friendly and they like each other very much, but they have to fight each other to get the match with Ethan, and Ethan is pitting them against each other because he thinks that's funny, and also that way, you know, they will, I don't know, there be emotionally imbalance when they fight him or whatever. And those 2 people are Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. I think you could really do something really good. I think that would be a really good use of I have to fight my friend so that I can beat my enemy. I think
I agree. Duke Hudson and Miles Bourne. No, I'm just kidding. No, that would be a great shout.
But I think that we both want Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights to be elevated. I think you could start that there as these guys who used to be on the same team and are still very, very close and very friendly with each other, and having that be an actual and the definition of a friendly rivalry, so that one day one of them will beat the other to take the other guy's title and they'll hug. Like an actual, honest to God, real, I am happy for you. Even though you beat me, you're the champion now. That's awesome. Like, I think that those things are so rare in wrestling when you can nail it. And I think these 2 guys, because they both wanted out from under the thumb of Charlie Dempsey, they came in together when they were working with Gulak and Damon Kemp, and they've still been together this whole time, but now they're both separate from Dempsey, but apart from each other. Bring them back together, let them realize how close they are as friends. I think you could actually do it.
That would be really great, and I think Ethan Page would be amazing to be the one to like try and marionette them against each other. That would be a great program. Mm-hmm. That would be a great program.
Robert Stone says Ricky's going to be back in no time because he just got a bruised sternum, no broken ribs. He's going to be fine. Okay. And then Stevie Turner's like, Jordan Grace is so lucky she's got such a powerful neck, because otherwise she'd be dead from a DDT onto a chair. And then Lexis King comes in and is like, hey, you didn't believe any of that stuff that Miles Bourne was saying. He's a fraud. He's a charlatan. And you're all a bunch of rubes. No, that's the audience. Stop. And so anyway, she says, you're going to face Miles Bourne in a match next week. And he says, great. Then I can show that he's a fraud in the ring just as much as he's a fraud out of it. And this is a terrible storyline. They should stop doing it right away.
You know what? No notes. That's perfect, actually.
Fatal Influence walked out. How did you guys do tonight? Well, at least Fallon had up her end of the bargain, unlike Jazmyn. Well, Fallon would have lost if it wasn't for Nia Jax. That's not true, Jazmyn. And here comes Nia Jax to yell at the cameraman about Lash. I mean, that's basically what happened. Am I not right? So
I gotta say, if I were a cameraman or especially a backstage interviewer, I would be motivated to quit my job.
Mm-hmm.
The talent are so mean to them, especially the interviewers.
Yeah.
Rude. Just rude of Nia Jax. Nia knows better. She's been in this business a long time.
Yep.
Show some damn respect to the crew.
So, the main event somehow is Ethan Page versus Santino Marella. And it was 7 minutes long. And no one thought Santino was winning, and nor should they, nor should he. It's just a giant waste of 7 minutes at the end of your program. He pulled it. He brought out the Cobra. Ethan Page pulled the referee in front of him, thumb to the eye while the ref wasn't looking, hits the twisted grin and wins. A waste of 7 minutes.
A waste of any bumps on Ethan Page. Did he bump at all in the match? I don't know. Maybe he pulled the carrying cross and didn't want to bump. I just feel like if you have anything to do with TNA, much less are like an authority figure in it, you should probably be more concerned with your own world title and your own knockouts title than you are the NXT North American title.
Well, because Santino Marella is he's a Canadian Italian. So. He doesn't eat spaghetti. He eats spaghetti. So he wants
That's a phenomenal joke. That's a phenomenal joke, spaghetti. Layers. Class act.
This is the reaction I'm hoping for all things. Just Jesus, Alex.
I see chat loves it. Pops me. Well done. Capital ha-ha-has.
Okay.
That's where my insights are. Pop.
So
I also like this, sir.
Sir.
The dad joke to ever dad.
Listen, I gotta live the gimmick.
Again, oh man!
I can only make them hear. My daughter hates dad jokes, so like
really,
yeah,
she's your kid. That makes sense. She's like
my kid, but she also she doesn't like being teased in any way, and considers like a joke where I'm not serious. Like, I will tell her something, but it'll be like, just kidding. Like, don't do that. I believed you. I don't like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna, this is where I can get out all of my sarcastic weirdness here, because I'm not allowed to do it with my kid. You know,
someday she's gonna see footage of this and be like, my God, spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Hi. What do I want? I think manicotti I love, but I think the spaghetti and meatballs and just a glass of Cabernet. I think. Yeah. No, Cabernet? That's. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. We're not catching that in real time. It's right there.
I'll have the Cabernet.
You're never gonna get this anywhere else. Best review.
Yeah. So the best thing on the entire show. Tony D'Angelo sitting alone. We know it's Tony D'Angelo because there's a little thing on the lower third that says Tony D'Angelo.
Correct.
And he's like, they come to him. It's like, I'll bring your wine, Don. Nah, you have to call me Don anymore. Just Tony D. That's fine. And he doesn't have the hat. No hat, because he left it in the ring. And he's unrolling the napkin so he can get the silverware. I'm gonna sit here and does the restaurant still belong to him, or was that a thing that only happened with the title, the Don? Is he just a guest at the restaurant now? Or anyway, doesn't matter, because a shadow begins to loom over him. And I was like, please be Paul Heyman. Please be Paul Heyman. Please be Paul Heyman. And he looks up, and the camera is like from the point of view of the hulking figure. We have no idea. Fade to black. It's over. It's done. We have no idea what it is. But I still hope it's Paul Heyman. I hope that's it. I hope the next time we see him is on an episode of Raw. That's what I hope. Like, I think it would be so freaking great.
It kind of felt like it had a sense of finality to it.
And it also it does because this thing is nothing if not a Sopranos tribute. It does feel like the end. It's like a Don't Stop Believing thing. It would have been cool if there was music, but there was no music. There was a large person who cast a very wide shadow. So like it can't be Big Ange because the shadow would have been much more small. Like
she's Big Ange.
I wish. I mean, maybe it was Big Bronson Reed there to deliver a message from Paul Heyman.
He is big.
People think it's Omos. Why would people? It's not. It's not. Can't be Omos.
No, isn't he going on like a AAA run? I don't think it's Omos.
No. I mean, here's the deal. Tony's final NXT match, and he won. Usually, you go on your back when you're going up. That's true, but this is a different regime than it used to be. And also, who are you putting over? Stax, the guy who's going to lose to Inamura, or Luca Crucifino, the guy who lurks backstage and watches the Culling do stuff? I don't like.
And if you remember, 2 Dimes got whacked, Pretty Deadly got whacked. Mm-hmm. They do murder people up to the main roster sometimes. Yeah.
Alan, this is the worst option. It's not Otis. It can't be Otis.
No. Otis is injured, I believe.
No.
I hope I didn't make that up.
There we go. See, Shock of Ages thanking us. It's not Don't Stop Believing. It was the Def Revel version. Perhaps refrain from neglecting to believe.
Don't stop. So it starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it starts out like this. Just a small town girl. Anyway. Let's get some of these Italian puns. There's some really good ones in here. Sorry, John Chalecki, we should have brought this up at the time. But yes, you're correct. It's 2025, and the NXT writing team has Blake Monroe body shame Jordan Grace for checks notes the way she used to look. What are we doing?
You know what, Alex? I just realized is that would never happen on my dime. And if I was going to bet all of my dimes somewhere, those dimes would be bet. My dimes go to my bookie.
Yeah.
MyBookie AG is where Fightful is getting all of our odds, not just pro wrestling, which, you can bet on pro wrestling, UFC, boxing. That's where we're getting our odds from. If you're watching In the Weeds and they're talking about basketball odds, it's going to be from MyBookie AG. Use the code Fightful, get a $50 bonus when you deposit $100, or get a $100 bonus when you deposit $200. Check it out. If you think you know more than the average wrestling fan, head over to MyBookie. They have some odds up all the time for upcoming events, whether it be WWE, AEW, anybody. Make sure you check them out in addition to their other fantastic deals. They've been around for quite a while, very reliable. MyBookie AG. Use that code Fightful. Now, only bet what you can, and please bet responsibly, but head over, see what lines they got now. Not just for pro wrestling. Maybe you're interested in baseball, football, basketball, soccer, or just football again, right? MyBookie AG.
Yes, very good.
No, I didn't shoehorn that in at the end. Why are you guys saying that?
No, why would you think that? Jason Knight says, we already have people in social media body shaming Deonna Purrazzo. Now NXT is doing this stupid storyline with Jordan Grace. What is up with this company? Jeremiah John says this bit is older than Mariah May.
Literally, though. It's creative that precedes her birth.
It is. Jambeard says Ethan Page should hold that Canadian championship forever. Long live the forever Canadian champ. Should only be Canadians allowed to fight for it.
That would be very funny. Like Sean Spears can.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Young can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. All right, there we go. Puns. Rome Reigns. Zach Spaghetti Jr.
Very
Jay
nice.
Fedusacini.
The thing is, Zach Spaghetti Jr. very good, but it's not spaghetti anymore. It's...
He can tie your pasta up in knots.
Huh?
Huh?
But it's spaghetti,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah, of course. Well, only if he's
right.
Canada, though. A SmackDown fistful of dollars. It's a spaghetti western. Yes, we know. Thank you very much. A few dollars, Shannon Moore, and the Good Brothers, the Bad Brothers, and the Ugly Brothers. I decided to add that myself. But
I like it.
it's very good. Very good. Let's see here. Meet Norma says Cecilia Ripley. Bam Bam Bucatini.
Very nice.
Pizza El Cerro Pineapple. Oh, gotta have
Banned
Cerro
from the
Pineapple on
chat.
my pizza. No, gotta have Cerro Pineapple.
Oh, that's a bit. I take it back.
Cerro Pineapple. Cerro. Pineapple? I don't
You
know.
nailed whatever it was. You nailed
I don't know how to
it.
do a P. Napoli Moriarty and Fettuccine Alfredo Buffemi.
Very nice.
Collar and elbow macaroni. And then yes, Jambeard says the Taz, the human duplex machine, cures cancer.
Of course, yeah.
Masha sleeping with the fish.
Very
and,
nice.
Corleone Jade.
Well done. Very well done.
Prosciutto Leona. That's really hard to do.
I saw another one from Chris Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
That one was very clever. There's one in there that just.
Here we go. Well, it's the big gelato.
Very nice.
Gorgonzola Vice. I'm an Italian. Button face. Jambeard says Tiramisu Jones over here.
Very well done.
Tony Macaronis from Chris Pereira. Was that it?
No.
Tony Macaronis. Oh, even better,
Nope.
huh? Okay.
It's incredible.
Meet Nermis says Val Venice. Milan Moxley. Milan Moxley.
Very
and
nice.
The leaning tower of Lita.
Very nice.
Lieutenant Photo says Olive Garden Morgan.
That's not Italian.
Tom LaValle says Adam Popeland and his buddy Christian Cage.
I like the route you went with that.
Chris Pereira says Lake Komoroto.
That wasn't even the one either.
That wasn't it? Wow.
No, you'll know.
Alpha Bill says Colt Cabanara.
Very well done.
Boom Boom Cabanara.
Boom Boom Cabanara.
Meet Normus says Chef Boyardee's nuts. Devon, get the Naples. That's a very good one too. I like.
My God.
Jambeard says Katsuyori Chibata. Claudio Crostini.
Very
And
nice.
Techno Tortellini 2000.
There it is. Well done.
Insert clever Nixon Newell says Gnixon Gnoki. I know you're not supposed to pronounce the G's. I get it. I know it. Greg Cherrybrand says Antonio Inoki.
Very nice.
We love you, Greg Cherry.
Love you, Greg.
And Meek Norma says Antonio Inoki. Vaticani Omega. Boo. Oh, Busaiko Tuscany.
Whoo, well done.
Busaiko Tuscany. Okay, now I know how to. Okay, now I get it. Okay.
Well done.
Okay. Giuseppe Mayhem says al dente snow. Not a pun, but Tracy Smothers, R.I.P. Didn't he die years ago? He died years ago.
Anniversary, maybe.
Maybe it is. Meet Normus says Dulce and Colt Cabana, Peninsula Ford, CM Parma.
Very nice.
Chambers says, and if you need help popping someone and laying them out, Blue Chew Code Fightful is for you. It's true. It is.
It's very true.
Louisville says, Bam Bam Buongiorno. And Antonio Gnocchi. We
have a sophisticated audience with this.
We do. Louisville says Pro Wrestling Genoa, not Pro Wrestling Gorilla, Pro Wrestling Genoa, and Grande Amerigo Vespucci.
Very well done.
Colt Carbonara, Beast Mortadella, and Bruschetta Whackers. Not the Bushwhackers, but the Bruschetta Whackers.
Bruschetta Whackers. I like it.
Hold on. Alan Jeanette says the Undisputed Roman Empire. I starred this one because I loved it so much. Scotty Ducati is very, very good. Tom LaValle says, since Australia isn't real, are Aussies Canadians? And Alpha Bill says, Tom LaValle with the poop talk. I am real, boy.
Not in the eyes of a specific segment of flat earthers, you're not.
A very small sect of an also very small sect of people.
Correct.
Believe that you do not exist. I'm very
It might
sorry
be
about
12 of them, but there was a documentary.
It's true. Before we get to our final truly amazing pun, Big Jim says the name is pronounced like "put up you dukers," not Deutschers, as I particularly I tried to do the fun thing to it, but dukers is better. Big. But we're just gonna call you Big Jim.
You're Big Jim, though.
You're Big Jim. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. You want to take this one because I know you want to.
Verona, hina, now. On
That
the
was the
other
best.
side of the
That's
country.
from Chris Pereira. That was the best.
That was unreal, Chris Pereira.
That was great. All right, we have some jukeboxes. Okay. You have one. You have one. So look that up while I look up all the other things here. These are some leftover Ozzy Osbourners from last week. This one is William Regal to sing Dreamer. Let's see if that is. Oh, here we go. And we're loading. Gazing through the window at the world outside, wondering will Mother Earth survive, hoping that mankind will stop abusing her sometime. After all, there's only just the two of us, and here we are still fighting for our lives, watching all of history repeat itself time after time. I'm just a dreamer. I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days, sunshine. War games. Okay. Let's see here. Darby Allin to sing "That's Amore" by Dean Martin. I think I know this one, but I just want to make sure. I don't want to do it wrong. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's Amore.
I have mine ready to go if you want.
Okay, no, you do it after this one.
Okay.
Okay, and here we go. In Napoli, where love is king, when boy meets girl, here's what they say. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ding-a-ding, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Malachi Black. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, like Brody King. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta fajoule, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love with Malachi Black. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, Signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Nya Girl sings The Never Ending Story, but replace story with promo train.
I clicked the wrong link. Okay, there we go. Turn around. Look at what you see in her face, the mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere. Hidden in the lines written on pages is the answer to the never-ending promo train. Reach the stars, fly a fantasy, dream a dream, and what you will and see what you will be. Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold behind clouds, and there upon a rainbow is the answer to a never-ending promo train. A never-ending promo train. Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Electric Man helping us out that Tracy Smothers was in full-blooded Italians in ECW.
Oh, there it is.
How could I have been so silly? Because the name Tracy Smothers sounds so Italian.
It does. It does. I was like, I thought he died in late September. Am I right?
I don't know. I thought I looked it up and it was like a few years ago.
October 28th. Sad.
All right. Okay.
We're cut
Braun
off, by the
Strowman
way.
to sing Conte Partiro by Andrea Bocelli. This is in Italian, which is not one of the 7 languages that Braun Strowman speaks. Quando sono solo sogno all'orizzonte. El mancan le parole, si lo so che non cluce. In una stanza quando manca il sole, se non si sei tu con me. Sulle finestre, mostra a tutti il mio cuore. Che hai eccesso chiudi dentro me. La luce che hai incontrato per strada. Get these stanzas of opera.
That was beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Not since Will Ferrell and Step Brothers has there been such a beautiful rendition.
No, it hasn't been. Okay, hold on a second. Dusty, are you? Hey, it's me. I'm here. How's it going? By the way, still no have not seen hide nor hair of that person we were looking for last night. Honestly, I just maybe stuck in traffic. We don't know. Jam Beard, Dusty the Thing. See you on the other side. By Ozzy Osbourne. By the way, I did get over to Rock and Roll Heaven over the weekend. I saw Ozzy, shook his hand. He is one of a kind. I tell you, that's right. Mm-hmm.
The best.
Are you wondering who else I saw when I was over there?
Who else did you see?
I saw Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
Yeah,
how's he doing?
yeah. He's doing good, lighting guitars on fire, playing them with
The
his
way it
teeth.
goes.
Just the way he does things, that's it. Anyway. All right, I got the lyrics here. See you on the other side by Ozzy Osbourne. Voices, 1,000 voices, whispering. The time has passed for choices. Golden days are passing over, baby. Yeah. I can't seem to see you, baby, although my eyes are open wide, but I know I'll see you once more. When I see you, I'll see you on the other side. Yes, I will see you. I will see you on the other side. Leaving, I hate to see you cry, grieving, I hate to say goodbye. Dust and ash forever, yeah. Though I know we must be parted, as sure as stars are in the sky, I'm gonna see you when it comes to glory. And I'll see you. I will see you on the other side. Yes, I will see you. I will see you on the other side. Unless, of course, you are a certain person who I cannot seem to find up here in Wrestler Heaven. I thought I would see him on the other side, but it turns out I will not. So anyway, I gotta go back to the great beyond.
Oh,
Bye.
bye, Dusty.
Hello.
Ricky.
Hello. Jambeard wants Ricky Rainbow to sing Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne. This is, of course, was a song written about me.
Of course. Yeah. No,
Because
undoubtedly.
I am such an ordinary man.
Truly.
Just bog standard, that's me.
You just, I would say run of the mill. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. Not
an enigma at all.
Certainly not one wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in an egg roll wrapper.
No. I was unprepared for fame, then everybody knew my name. No more lonely nights, it's all for you. I have travelled many miles, I've seen tears and I've seen smiles. Just remember that it's all for you. Don't forget me as the colours fade. When the lights go down, it's just an empty stage. Okay. Yes, I've been a bad guy, been higher than the blue sky. And the truth is, I don't want to die an ordinary man. I've made mama cry, don't know why I'm still alive. Yes, the truth is, I don't want to die an ordinary man. Thank you.
You never will.
No.
Because you're immortal, as far as I'm concerned.
Because I am the immortal Ricky Rainbow.
That's true words.
Until further notice. All other people who have held that nickname, well, you know what? They were lying. And so now I am Ricky Rainbow. I am the immortal Ricky Rainbow.
That's fair.
Keep cool, gabagoos.
Yeah.